Hi, in today's video, I'm gonna talk about emotionally immature people, how you can recognize them, and what are the traits and what you can do about it. Welcome. According to the American Psychological Association's dictionary, emotional immaturity leads to expressing emotions without restraint or disproportionately to the situation. Immature adults do not behave in various life situations as an adult should. This means that their emotional development does not correspond to their physical development. Emotionally, there are often children who can't reflect on their own immature behavior. So, a person who is 50 right now physically can behave as a 10-year-old child because this is when the emotional development stopped. What are the reasons of emotional immaturity? First of all, trauma. Someone who has went through severe trauma early on might remain emotionally immature even as adult. The scars and emotional wounds might limit their emotional capacity, even as adults. They lead to immaturity and lack of supportive parents. Suppose a person grew up under parents who weren't as supportive as they should have been, maybe emotionally, physically unavailable or abusive. In that case, the person might grow up to become emotionally immature. The emotional foundation is very often fear of or low self-esteem. So what are the typical traits of emotionally immature person? They are often reactive. They get angry, upset very quickly because their inner child reacts. This is the wound, this is the pain. So they react. They are very often passive, critical, emotionally absent, also rejecting their own children. They have very low empathy level or no empathy. They are egocentric and they use avoidance of responsibility. They can't take responsibility for their own behavior. Very often, they are addicted to substances because they need to numb the pain. Very often, they choose one child above other. One child is the good one, the other child isn't. As I mentioned before, they are rejecting. They have ability to reject children. They play down meaningful conversations. So very often you just can talk with them, have very shallow chats. They are not able to see other people problems and not being able to see their emotional needs. They shift the blame very easily, even for their own behavior or their child's behavior. So you might hear, I cheated on you because you pushed me to do it, right? Or their own child behaves in an appropriate way and they will say, it's your fault. My son cheated on you because after pregnancy, you didn't want to sleep with him for 3 months, so he cheated on you. It's your own blame. Possible. I experienced this situation many times in my life when somebody was blaming me for their child's behavior, very inappropriate behavior. This emotionally immature people, they don't take responsibility for their own behaviors. And when you say something they don't like, they will turn it against you. Or not even that they don't like, but you say something about yourself, something personal, and when there is a situation they don't like about you, maybe you have made your own decision, they will use what they heard before against you. And it can be half year later, year later, they never forget. They will turn what they heard then against you. They isolate their partners. They want their partners for themselves. Because they didn't get emotionally what they needed, they will just grab the partners and they won't let them breathe. It happens very often in relationships when one person marries the other person, and slowly, this person disappears from others' life. Losing friends, losing family, the person is isolated from the whole family and whole group of friends because of just this one spouse. I heard such a sentence, a person who I know is in such a relationship, and the spouse said, I want him to have only for myself. They have very low self-esteem and they have fears and phobias. You will notice that they are scared of height or they are scared of darkness. They have fears. They are very often control freaks because they can't control their inner child. They couldn't control things in their childhood which made them emotionally immature. So right now they have a deep need to control the whole situation. Their home, their life, the others. So you will hear very often, I do it this way, I do it this way, this is a good way. They are telling you how you should live, how you should run your household, how you should raise your children, how you should cook, clean. Everything what you do is wrong. And they have very low self-esteem. And some people, you will notice it, that this person has a very low self-esteem and doesn't believe in himself. But some people use fake high self-esteem, that when you look at them, you think, wow, this person is so strong and has very high self-esteem. But this is the learned behavior, which they had to learn when they were children to survive. But underneath this behavior are fears and low self-esteem. Can emotional immaturity lead to codependency or unhealthy relationship dynamics? Yes, emotional immaturity can lead to codependency or unhealthy relationship dynamics. Emotional immaturity often involves a lack of self-awareness, poor emotional regulation, and difficulty setting boundaries. These traits can contribute to codependent behaviors, such as excessive reliance on a partner for validation and an inability to function independently. If you attract immature people, there's a chance that in some parts you are yourself immature. Be aware of that and start healing to shift that. If you experience toxic relationships your whole adult life, it means there is something in you what needs healing, what needs developing, growing. There's a part in you which you should heal. You should work on it. Because my observation is most of the people are in some ways immature. Most of us. And if you don't work on yourself, the situations, the patterns will repeat in your life. You will never break free from toxic partners, immature partners, narcissistic or partners. Everything will repeat in your life until you do something with it. And I would say don't blame your parents for it because they went through trauma themselves. They haven't chosen to be like this. They were made. So take responsibility for yourself and heal yourself. Don't blame others. So what you can do, first step is awareness. Look at yourself, observe yourself, which situations repeat in your life. When are you angry? And what do you think when you are angry, or which emotion you notice? Observe this feeling because it tells something about your immaturity. If other persons make you angry at some point, it tells something about you. The next step is try to communicate, but on this communication has to be on the level of this immature person. If you start using a lot of blaming, if you start using a lot of emotions, they might not be able to talk to you. So observe again what you can do, how you can talk to them. If the communication is impossible, look for professional help. If you care about this person, try to involve the professional care help if they agree to that, of course. Set boundaries. That's very important. If your mother calls you or your mother-in-law calls you very often, blaming you for things you do or telling you how you are supposed to live, set boundaries. Don't answer the phone calls or agree with them that they can call you once a week. Think what would work for you, what you want. It's very important. Detach from them. Your parents, your friends, or your partner. Sometimes you just need to detach yourself and let go because they won't listen. Remember about self-care. You go through a lot and you need to take care of yourself. Meditate, go to a wellness place, sport, play with your pet, Do something what you like. Meet your friends. Talk with them about the situation. But do something and work on yourself. Work on yourself. I used shadow work journals and journaling. And I have seen so many patterns in my life, and understanding them, I could break free. Also, talk to your inner child. Give your inner child what it didn't get when you were a child. Hug them. Tell them they are worthy, they are lovable. Tell them that they deserve to be happy. They deserve a healthy, mature relationship. Be with them. Just close your eyes and sit 10 minutes with your inner child, and you will notice a difference. They really need you. Spend time with them. Healing yourself, you will help the other person to heal because you will be changing, or you will help yourself to break free from it. Sometimes you just have to make the decision to leave the situation. And it's okay. You have right to choose for yourself. If the other person doesn't want to listen, doesn't want to heal, isn't open to communicate, then you need to think about yourself. I hope you found it inspiring and that you will look at your situation. And if you have any questions or suggestions about this video or about my channel, please post them below in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. And if you like my channel and my videos, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And I see you in the next video. Bye. Have a nice day.